Day 313 of Everyday Bible with Ada Ukabia. Matthew chapter 26, Mark chapter 14. We go begin where that woman carry expensive perfume now she come pour on Jesus. In the Jewish culture, perfumes and oil, then they use them during burials. Now a way of honoring the dead. Then they treat the body with dignity. But here, this woman, they do something unusual. They perform the act before the death. Now her own way of saying, I recognize who you are and I honor you now, not later. The action where this woman take, now very big lesson for us. Many times we dey wait. We dey wait to appreciate people. We dey wait to show love. We dey wait to give kindness. But this woman, she no wait. She gave her love while there was still time. Now for this same story, we see where Judas, a waka go meet the chief priest. They come dey ask them, say, wetin they go give him if he deliver Jesus to them. And from that moment, he come begin to look for opportunity how he go take betray Jesus. A very painful reminder, say, the enemy, no be every time they come from outside. Sometimes the deepest wounds, they come from those where they close enough to sit at our table with us. Judas waka with Jesus. Judas hear all the sermons, all the teachings. Judas even see the miracles. But in heart don't already shift tay. Yet, when we listen carefully, Jesus still share that bread and wine, even with Judas. He no embarrass Judas. He no push him away. He no even call him out in anger. He still offer love. He still offer fellowship. The love way God get for us, no, they change because of waiting we they do. Even when we don't fail, when we don't betray, when we don't run away, when we don't fall God hand, in love they still remain steady. In verse 29, we see where Jesus said he no go drink the fruit of the vine again until he drink out with his disciples in God's kingdom. This one a promise, a reunion, a future gathering. It means say the story does not end at the cross. There is a future celebration waiting for every one of us where they're faithful. When we come move go the garden, the Gethsemane, that place of deep prayer, Jesus was fully God, but also fully human. As God the Son, his heart was heavy. He felt overwhelmed. Waiting he can do, he prayed. Prayer is not only when life dey good. Prayer no be also when life dey hard. Prayer now for every moment in between. Prayer they keep our heart steady when the world they shake. In verse 50, when Judas come arrive with a crowd to arrest Jesus, Jesus stayed who he was, even when others were changing. And sometimes God, they allow certain friends in our lives, not because they love us, but because they are part of God's bigger plan for us. Now for verse 56, we see where Jesus said, all the disciples left him and fled. Kai. The same people where they promise, we'll go there with you, nothing, no shaking, we're not going to ever leave you. All of them, every one of them, they run away. The question be, say, who go stay with you when you need them most? Sometimes it go look like, say, no one. Sometimes even those who love you, they no feel they strong enough to stand with you. But Jesus, they teach us something powerful. Your purpose must not depend on who stays or leaves. People may walk, God remains. People may fail, grace remains. The crowd may scatter, but the Father is still near. As usual, since the two books we'll read today, then they share the same story. But I don't want everybody to say, never ever skip any line, any chapter, any passage, or any book. In verse 27 of today, Jesus tells the disciples, you will all fall away. It is easy to read and everybody could think, say, how could they? They walked with Jesus now. Jesus was not shaming them. Sometimes, would they believe we are strong enough to resist temptation? Would they strong to stand firm? Or would they strong enough to remain faithful? Not lie you. But Jesus knew the truth. Human strength alone is not reliable. He they teach us that dependence on God is not weakness. Now wisdom be that too, because it's not easy. Our biggest spiritual battles are lost or won before the moment of crisis, based on who we lean on. And the emphasis can't be even clearer in verse 36, where Jesus they pray, can't say, not what I will, but what you, God the Father, what you will. Him they show us that everything in life happens because God permits it and God works through everything. It get moments where we go choose a different path. Maybe the path they easier, they lighter, or they more comfortable. But Jesus they show us that surrender, now where peace then they find them. Even when life feels heavy, even when we don't understand, God is not out of control at all. Our lives, our progress, our survival, our breakthroughs, they are not held up by our own effort alone. It is possible because God wills it, God sustains it, and God works through it. We can also read in verse 44 where Judas gave the soldier a sign. He used keys to identify Jesus. Our enemies, then they walk. When then they walk, there is always a sign. The sign might not be dramatic, or it may be too loud, but God is faithful. Him they always provide those red flags. Sometimes we they miss them. That make we need spiritual discernment. A shift in atmosphere, a change in behavior, something small that whispers, be alert. Sometimes we they see the signal, but we they ignore it because of emotion, because of familiarity, because of comfort. Pay attention to those cues. God they warn us before the enemy strikes. Finally, we can't see those servant girl we recognize Peter. Their roles or her role fit be say they small, but they spiritually significant because she they represent conviction. In her voice, she they talk say, "Kai, you look like him. You sound like him. You belong to him. I know you." Even when Peter tried to blend in, the light in him could not hide. This reminds us of something beautiful. When God has marked you, you are marked. He tried to hide, he tried to deny the guy. Say, And even other people, they say, Kai, you were one of them. Even in moments of weakness, failure, or fear, heaven does not cancel your identity. The servant girl teaches us that purpose, they follow you, even when you they run. I even like when they add in the other book, say, now by his accent. Now they identify him. So every tribe, every language get accent, abi?